Hi everyone, welcome to Yoga Tuesday. My name is Shauna Lay. I am super excited to be back. As you may have noticed, I haven't videoed in a couple of months because I took some time off. And so I'm really excited to be back to bring you some kind of different stuff this year. And also to bring you a different space. I hope you love the space as much as I do. I wanted to bring you a space that felt more homey and less like a studio. And the reason for that is because I'm hoping that it will help help inspire you to practice at home. One of the things that is most important about practicing at home is that you have a space that you want to go to, a space that brings you a lot of joy, a space that has things in it that you love. So I really love soft, cushy white rugs. I also love prayer beads, and I love Buddha. Buddha reminds me of peace and serenity and being humble, and prayer beads remind me to meditate and to pray. So I put those in my space, and let's get started. So this month, January, I am talking in my blog about creating space, creating time, and how that helps to create clarity in your life. And so this practice is going to be all about creating space in your body. Now, when we do yoga, that's one of the things that happens. We actually create space in our body for our organs, our muscles, our bones. And this might seem funny, like, well, of course there's space in our body for those. But in fact, as we grow older, we change the way we sit, the way we stand, and the way we walk. And so we put pressure on organs, on bones, on muscles, and we create a lot of tension in the muscles. We also create problems with our bones, particularly our spine, by creating compression. And then we create problems in our organs when they don't have ample space to do the work that they're supposed to do. So we're going to work with our hips today, and the reason we're going to work with our hips is because the pelvis is the foundation of the spine. And when the pelvis is not mobile, when it can't move backward and forward very well, then when we stand and when we sit and when we walk, we do interesting things with our pelvis, and that affects our spine. When we can have more mobility in the pelvis, we have a longer extended spine, and we have more room in the body for our organs and our bones and our muscles to do their job properly. So today it's going to be about the pelvis. So instead of doing a pose, which is what I normally do, we're going to do a little practice for the pelvis, okay? All right, so let's get started. We're going to start in child's pose. So you're going to bring your big toes together, your knees apart, sit your buttocks back down onto your heels, and then stretch your arms forward, resting your forehead on the floor. Taking a couple of deep breaths here, just opening up the back body. So with the breath, you will also find that you will create a lot of space and openness. So as you inhale, breathe into the back body, creating that space. And as you exhale, press the hands down into the floor and slightly forward to descend the buttocks toward the heels. Good. Now from here, you're going to come up onto your hands and knees. Separate your feet, and we'll just do a little arching and rounding cat-cow pose. So you're going to lift your buttocks, lift your head, and then round down. So head drops, tailbone drops. Breathe into the back body. Deep inhale and exhale. And then an extension, same thing, lifting the head, lifting the tailbone. And then switching to round, dropping the head, dropping the tailbone. Now you're just going to come back to neutral, and then we're going to go side to side. So you're going to Bring the head, the right side of the head and the tailbone toward one another, and then go to the other side. So we're just kind of moving the body to open it up, breathing into the side body. Couple of times here. Good, and then coming back to center, tucking the toes under, lifting the buttocks up, coming into downward facing dog. Press the hands, press the feet, firm the arms, firm the legs. Nice deep inhale and exhale here. And you might want to bend one leg and straighten the other. And then switch sides. Just pressing that heel down and lifting the sit bones up as you press the hands. Switch sides. And then switching again. Good, and then both legs straight. Now you're going to bring both legs together. You're going to lift your right leg up, bend your leg into your chest, and then step your right foot forward. Drop your left knee down. Take your hands and place them onto your knee, and then lift the arms up. So extending, lifting, just sinking into that left groin, being really strong in the right leg and making sure that your knee and your ankle are right in line with one another. Nice deep inhale and exhale. And then bringing the hands back down, stepping the foot back, tuck the toes under, lift up. And then left leg up and forward. Again, dropping that knee down, heel and ankle right in line, extend the arms up. Reach up and allow your body to sink down, but be sure that you're nice and strong in that back shin, back knee. In fact, if you have any growing issues, tuck your toes under like that. That will help to protect your growing. Good, and then bringing the hands back down, coming back to downward facing dog. Now this time, you're going to lift your right leg up, come forward, and take your foot to the outside of the hand. So both hands are coming to the inside of the foot, and then dropping down. Now what you're going to do is allow that knee to drop out to the side. So as much as possible, you're just allowing the knee to drop out to the side and breathing into that hip. If you can come down to your forearms if you have more openness in your hips. And breathing into that hip just to create lots of space in there, some openness. Think about as you're breathing and doing these poses that you're creating a lot of space in the body. Good, and then back center. Bring your leg back, tuck your toes under, come back to downward facing dog, and other side. Left leg up and comes to the outside of the hands, bringing that right leg down. And then you're in allowing that left leg to drop out to the side. And then if you have the openness this morning, then allow yourself to come down further onto your forearms, breathing into that left hip. On the inhale, think about creating space. On the exhale, think about releasing the tension, the gripping that you feel in that hip. Good, and then bring your hands underneath you, step your foot back, tuck your toes under, lift up, and then from here come down and rest again into child's pose. Now you're going to press the floor to sit up, And we're gonna come to a cross-legged position. Now, if you have a block, take a block. If you don't have one, that's fine, you don't need one. And if sitting cross-legged like this is uncomfortable for you, or if your hips are really tight, so your knees are really high, then you should get a blanket or a bolster or something and place it underneath your buttocks, okay? So we're in cross-legged. You have the support that you need. You're gonna walk yourself forward. Now, as you walk yourself forward, you wanna think about really tilting that pelvis. So in fact, let's do that a couple times. We'll tilt forward and tilt back, just kind of rocking the pelvis so you can feel that. Right now, my left shin is in front of my right shin. And because it's good to note, because we're gonna switch sides. And so now I'm going to tilt the pelvis forward and come all the way to my forehead on the block. Hands are resting on the floor, arms are resting on the floor, and I'm just deeply breathing into my hips to release in my low back. Good, and then coming up, and let's switch sides. So we're gonna take the right shin in front of the left. You also want to be sure that you're crossing right at your shin. So this is not like an Indian, like your traditional Indian style cross leg. You're crossing right at the center of the shins, and you bring your knees in a little bit closer together. That'll get deeper into your hips. Coming forward, remember rocking the pelvis as you come forward, resting the forehead, relaxing the arms. Nice deep breaths right into that hip. Probably feeling it more in your right hip right now if your right shin is in front. But both hips tend to grip. Both growing areas tend to grip. So you really have to be focusing on relaxing both hips and letting go and creating space in both of your hips. Take one last deep inhale. Exhale. Completely let go of the hips. Good, and then press the floor to sit all the way up. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that this practice serves you well. Namaste.